a day off work today. There's Jamie.
Hey.
And there's Faith covered up with my jacket back there. Kind of a cold day, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
We're still in our trusty old Honda. It's got 314,000 miles on it. The first mechanical part, major part, went out in it recently, the alternator. Anyway, I was going to show y'all this. You see that mark right up there in the glass? That's a good reason right there to wear your seatbelt. That was Faith's head that hit that glass. We were getting close to the house. She was sitting in the front seat, and I guess she was getting stuff ready to get out of the car and getting her stuff. She took her seatbelt off, and it turned sideways, you know, picking up things. And a deer jumped out in front of the van. When she hit the brakes, Faith's head bashed that glass and busted the windshield. So we're definitely going to have to get a new windshield in it. Yeah, but she was okay, you know.
Not even a bruise.
Nope, not even a bruise, but she hit it pretty hard, obviously. So I guess wear your seatbelts, right? All right, we're going to see what we can find today. And it's a beautiful day, even if I am looking through a busted windshield. We're pulling into town now. Look at that church building over there. We'll have to get a closer shot of that. Some old buildings. Yeah, we'll walk around and take a look. There's a courthouse. It's not as elaborate as some of them I've seen, but and it looks like it's solid stone. All right, well, we made it to the square here in Holton. It's a beautiful day. Fall colors are coming out. It's been in the 90s, even in October. Then all of a sudden it dropped down. It's like a switch flipped, and it was 30 the other night. So we're about to freeze. Got used to the heat. 30 might feel warm in a few months. But that's the courthouse. Trees are kind of blocking it. So this courthouse was built in, I believe, 1921.
Yep, that's right.
Didn't they have another one here at one time?
Yes, before this one, they had one. It was the first one, and it was built in 1872.
Okay,
And then this
1872.
one.
I wonder if it burned down or something.
I couldn't find any information as to what happened to it, so
Right.
I might have to look a little further.
Okay. And yeah, across the street, we're noticing a lot of signs that say Dennison. Well, Dennison, at least banks and things. So might be a little town that just has a bank branch over here. There's a building over there, 1904 on that one, Faith. Look at
Yeah.
that.
So this town was founded in 1856 and then platted a year later.
Yep.
It was named after Edward Dwight Holton.
Yeah, it was a group. From what I was reading, I'll put some of the history in here. There was a group of 200 men, wagons and an ox, and they met in Nebraska City, and then they traveled south here and established this town.
They weren't going to stay originally, but then they liked how the grassy hills looked, and it says they just decided to stay, and then that's how the town became.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're at a little over 3,400 people, but for such a small town,
Yeah.
they have a lot here. We'd driven through the edge before, but we didn't know this was over here. That we'd never been to the old part of town. They actually have like a Walmart and all the fast food places and everything here. Yeah, we're just kind of taking a stroll, huh?
I think there was something about a guy named something Jones on the history that I was reading. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
We'll have to look and see. Yep. So that building, E.D.F. Jones, right there. Boy, they've maintained that one perfectly. It looks great. Yeah, I like those buildings with the turrets on them. That brickwork looks a little rough around the top. It's starting to look a little weathered right there. But I mean, these buildings have been around since early 1900s and some late 1800s.
Oh, also, you guys, there was a Battle of the Spurs that happened here. So, I don't know how to pronounce this word.
What is it?
Abolitionist?
Yep.
So the abolitionist John Brown took a group of escaped slaves through Holton, leading to an incident known as the Battle of the Spurs. So I'll have to look more into it and figure out what that was about.
See, it's really fun. We never know exactly where we're going to end up. Today we were actually going to go to the capital of Kansas, but we're probably going to make that another trip. We find these little towns and we just love them so much. And then we get home and we start reading about them and looking up all the old pictures. Yeah, that's one thing about being in the Midwest. Look at that truck right there. See how they rust? And that it's gone like all the way across the bottom. Down south, we didn't have that issue. And anytime I need a vehicle now, I try to go and buy it from the south. Pretty cool old building there. And you see how many cars are around. This is after work hours, and it's just on a Tuesday. They have a lot of traffic, a lot of businesses
I really
going.
like that. Up there, the yellow and the blue. I don't like the gargoyles, but
Yeah, I've never really cared for those.
they kind of made it pretty with the
Yeah.
colors and stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they've really done a good job. There's actually some graffiti on the side of that building up there. Look at that. Booth. All right. All right, that says Newman on the top of that building. I have to look up the dates on some of these. Well, that one says 1901. There it is, showing through the trees a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this huge tree here.
Oh,
It's pretty big, but not. Jackson County Courthouse, 1880. So I guess this is a picture of the original one.
Yeah, it is.
We were curious if it burned down. Yep.
The old water pump. This was for the horses. That is so cool.
Jackson County Courthouse horse trough. Wow. That's pretty, yeah, it is pretty neat. Probably not hooked up. I think it's just sitting out here. Just sitting out here?
Yeah, no resistance at all.
Okay, yep. There's their city hall.
There's an old plaque on it. I wouldn't mind stepping in the sun for a minute.
How do you know that plaque's old?
It looks like it.
I got to give her a hard time. Look at the hotel down the road there. You know, a lot of those old
I
buildings.
wonder if it's still a hotel.
Yeah, a lot of those old buildings got turned into apartments. I'm going to go over there and check that plaque out and see what it says. Look at these old buildings here.
They named this town after.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Scott Building, 1889. Look at that. More Than Lemons, hot glass shop. Huh, wonder what that is. Got a Mexican restaurant over there. You see the old stairwell right there. Looks like the original wood. Probably goes up to an apartment. A lot of these have apartments above the buildings. Shopkeepers would live upstairs. It was a pretty good setup. I had an office building one time that was built in 1870s, and it had a nice apartment upstairs, which I just rented it out. It was back when I was doing real estate.
Oh, look at this building straight ahead.
Oh yeah, that one on the corner. I've been noticing it. I'm gonna get a little closer to it. So this one over here was built in 1904. There's a good shot of that. Yeah, old Napa there. Just makes you wonder about a lot of these little towns, because I've noticed a lot of the people that are working in these shops are elderly, you know, and it's like, what's going to happen to a lot of these stores when they're gone? I know the whole feel of the towns. I love the history and stuff in them, but it's just not the same as it was years ago.
Wow.
Here's a memorial. Different people killed in combat. So this one here says, in memory, Bernard Lee is Degand. I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name. 1964 to 2006, killed in action. Kandahar, Afghanistan. Oh, that's terrible. It's terrible. There's his photograph right there. Got a nice memorial here for him. Well, there's the post office across the street. I've been standing here waiting. There was steady lines of traffic for a while, but it's kind of lightened up now. A lot of traffic in this small little town. There's a bank building there. Look at that, State Bank of Holton. So according to the census information, they've just steadily grown over the years. Gonna walk up this side. The sun's biting me a little bit. Got a nice gazebo up there. There's, oh, Faith's sitting up there for a minute. There she is. Hey, Faith. Not seeing a date on this one, but this one reminds me of my old building. Just some of the scroll work up there, detail work. Look at how detailed this building is. I love the architecture on it. 1894. Does that say Sinning? Cynic? I can't tell on this viewfinder. That's a C on the end, I believe. Well, no.
Looks like a C.
It's a G.
It is?
Yeah. Well, at least it looks like it from here. We're standing across the street and just have this tiny viewfinder. The arches over these windows. It's pretty cool. Yep. Across the street. See if I can get a shot of that one. The sun's kind of difficult to deal with. It looks like the plaque's gone above the window right there. Holton, Jackson County, Kansas. Definitely a nice town. I'm using the street sign here to block out the sunlight. But I saw this old theater across the street. Now it's a beer store. But look at the old marquee there. I hate that that's a beer store now, but I guess it's better than it just sitting empty and rotting. I wonder if they had an area in the front where those doors are for like a ticket stand.
Oh,
you know, that's where they would have had a
I'd
ticket
imagine
stand.
so.
Yep. So we're going to try to find some information on that one. I like this building, that bay window up there. They've got an old Chevrolet dealership over there. Look at the old shop. I bet you that's been around for many, many years as a dealership.
Look at that.
I just noticed that
Hamburger.
too. This building now, it's like an office building.
Hamburgers by the, I don't know, it starts with an S.
By the sack, I believe
Yeah.
it says.
That's what I'm thinking. Hamburgers by the sack.
What's that say on there? Something order, the paint's coming off the building. Something orders. I saw a nuclear sign on this. I always heard about my parents growing up during the Cold War, you know, and they would always talk about the nuclear drills, you know, that they had as a kid. Look at this. Fallout shelter. I saw this from a distance. I guess you would go down there in this basement. That is so neat. Fallout shelter. Yeah, just a bunch of storage and stuff in there now.
Yep.
I just wish I could step back in time. It would have to be at least the 60s. I wouldn't want to go back any later than that.
It's a salon, but like they have the old style like hair, the chairs that you sit down.
Oh, yeah.
And then old clothes here, hanging up.
I used to go with my grandmother to get her hair done every Saturday.
Yeah.
I would take her and all the little old ladies.
Every Saturday?
No. Every Saturday she'd go get her hair done.
What?
Yep. I mean, what else? She didn't have a lot else to do.
Yeah.
And it was more of a social event for them. But I would go in there every Saturday and I would be bored. I would sweep the floors. And I was a kid. I was probably 13, 14. All the little old ladies knew me. I remember the hairdresser, the lady in there would say, go check her hair, see if it's dry. And I'd walk over there and check. No, say 10 more minutes. So I would set the machine, you know, the dryer.
Yeah.
Yep, I would stock their drink machines and
Wow.
yeah, good memories. Look at the old, walking under this marquee now. Look at these old lights and stuff. See, I bet you that they had a stand up here at one time. But yeah, that wood's starting to rot around the edges. Yeah, it's starting to get kind of rough. Yep.
That's not safe.
It's not going to be long. That's going to drop. Yep. Yeah, so this building's the Jackson County Museum. Got a mural here on the side of it. Just doesn't think it's very old.
No.
It's still pretty neat. Look at that.
Yeah, I like the buffalo. That's a hawk right there.
Whoever did it did a good job on it.
Yes, very good job.
Oh, yeah.
Lindsay, right there. Lindsay Kernodle. I don't want to say anybody's name wrong.
Right. I hate mispronouncing people's names, but you just can't know how to say everything, you know? Kyle Fig or Figgy. I'm not sure how you pronounce that either. I've got to get better at pronouncing these names. It says this bell was purchased by S.K. Linscott in the 1880s. Used at the horse racetrack.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the location of the fair and horses were held at this. The county fair and horse races were held at this location until 1899. 85, the bell was found in a barn on the property now known as Linscott Park.
Wow.
That's pretty neat. So there's the bell.
That is so cool.
Uh-huh. Look at that.
Oh, you could still ring it, but I'm not going
1889.
to. It'd be very loud.
I remember one day we were walking and we came across a bell like that, and as I was walking by there, you rang it real loud. And our ears, yours and mine, our ears rang for a long time.
Yeah.
See how nice some of these old houses are in town? Got a lot of nice places. That's pretty nice there. We're right across the street from the park here. And looks like they have another war memorial. Let's walk up here and see what this says.
She's on this street.
Huh?
She's way down there on this street.
We called Jamie and told her where we were to come pick us up, and we were kind of having a bet on whether she would find us or not.
We should have just told her 4th Street.
My dad always said that she'd get lost in a round room.
She would.
Yeah, she's got the worst sense of direction ever. So this is Combat Wounded Veteran Memorial. You know, a lot of the wounds were mental. My granddad came back from World War II, and he never really talks about it. And he wouldn't. You know, everybody copes in their own way. He basically, a lot of people will tell everything about it, and they talk over it and over it to deal with it, and then some just never speak about it, and that's how he was. But my dad told me when he was a kid that his dad would wake up in the middle of the night and he would yell, and he would jump off the bed, and he had his arms over his head. He had nightmares about the war all the time. He served on the USS Alabama. We have a lifetime membership to be able to go because of that. This one here in memory of comrades who died so that we may enjoy the freedom and heritage of our forefathers. It's quite a few. All right, yeah, Jamie found us. There she is. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to ride around and see what else we can find. Love these old cobblestone streets. Definitely going to have to get this glass done soon. So this town has a very, very low crime rate. Their crime rate was 60. And for a town this size, that's pretty good. The national average, I think, is over 200, just for the average of all the towns. There's a library across the street over there. So this town here has 1,634 males, 1,739 females. The average age is 38. It's kind of right where you want for a growing town. Let's see, the average income here is $46,000 a year, which is pretty good. It's not too bad. It's a little on the low side. It's 79% white, 3.2% black, and 13.6 Hispanic. And it says 1.9 American Indian. Looks like they're building baseball fields over here, and they've got a nice pool.
Oh, look at the like cobblestone work on the.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Take a right. Yeah, one thing we didn't understand about the pools here, well, at least some of them, the small towns in Nebraska, they were shutting down the first week of August. They were already closed. And it just doesn't make any sense to me that they would shut them down in the summer. I know the kids have school starting in the next 2 weeks, but even after school, it'd be nice to be able to take them swimming. Look at this nice picnic area, old stone structure. There's kids over there fishing. There's another one right there. I just love that somebody's out here fishing instead of sitting in there on a video game.
Yeah.
Well, there's the school right there. It looks like they have a panther for a mascot.
Yeah, that's the middle school there.
Okay.
They have a high school building that's all brick, but it doesn't look very old.
Yeah, so this one is old, Faith. Look.
1930.
Yeah, let me get that.
Oh.
Neat.
So, yeah, there's a sign right there, 1930. They've just maintained it, you know.
That is in great shape.
Oh, yeah. You know, I grew up in Bartlett, Tennessee. My dad was a Memphis firefighter. I wasn't exposed to all this stuff when I was a kid, all the old buildings and the history. Sure, there were some old things in Memphis, but we stayed out of most of those neighborhoods. If you know anything about Memphis, then y'all know what I'm talking about. It's very, very bad crime. My dad was stationed. I don't know if any of you have seen the movie The Blind Side. My dad, his fire department was like really, really close. It was called Hurt Village in Memphis. The housing projects where, what his name was. You remember his name, Jamie?
Michael Orr.
Michael Orr, yeah. So where Michael Orr lived was in those housing apartments. So it was really rough area. It's
Where
really bad.
Sandra Bullock went back and was going to try to help him find his mom or something, and those are the projects she went to.
But Dad, he would call me special occasions and different things, and you'd hear gunfire. They'd be out celebrating, shooting guns, and he had a lot of bad experiences in the city. So when we finally relocated to Nebraska, and I saw all these old towns and the cobblestone streets and the farms, and then another thing I wasn't used to is the views, because growing up in North Mississippi and in Bartlett, Tennessee, we just didn't have views like that. So many trees and hills, and so to this day, anytime I get out that has a view over these fields, I just love it. Well, Faith was able to find this photo. This is the first college in Kansas, and it sat right where that high school is now. And when did you say they demolished this?
Oh, I'd have to look back over it.
So it's been gone many years. That school was built in 1930.
Oh, 1910
Okay, so the 1910
is when they demolished it.
I knew it had to be ways before 1930
Yeah.
when that school was built. It's pretty interesting. Look at this old service station set up out here. Old pumps there. Scott's shop. I like that old Dodge. Old Ford there. Pretty neat. Spotted this on the side of the highway and pulled over. Sitting out in the field. That's a pretty valuable truck, I would say. Is that around a 50 model? I'm guessing it's around a 50.
Can you zoom in on that nameplate?
Let me see. Can't tell what it is exactly.
And then look over right there.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I didn't know what
Chevrolet
it said.
3100. Yep. Oh, that's fine. So they're out there looking like a field of longhorns. Look at that guy out there. Yeah, Jamie, you thought it was looking at us. That's his rear end. So, all right. He's showing us his best side, I guess. Right across the street, look at this old barn right there. I just love those. Yep. Down a minimum maintenance road out in the field. Spotted a car out in the distance. I'm trying to see what it is. I can't really make it out from here. By the roof line, you know, I was thinking it was a 60s or maybe early 70s model, but I can't really tell. There's another one back there. I don't know. That one looks maybe 80s. I'll have to put it on my big screen at home and see. If y'all know what it is, let me know what you think. Riding in the country. Just gotta watch out. You never know what's gonna be in the road. Look at these puppy dogs.
Hi, baby.
Hey, buddy. Looks like a sweet little dog. Yeah, those are good dogs, you can tell.
He's so sweet.
Yeah, look at his face. You can tell he's friendly.
Oh.
Wish I had some food to give him. All right, let's go. We're coming into the town of Soldier, Kansas. I think it was founded in 1877, I do believe. Just a small, look at this old country store. Look at that.
Right. That was neat.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Town's dying out.
The town took its name from Soldier
Yep.
Creek.
Look at this. There's an abandoned house here. And then this one, I believe this one is abandoned as well. Possibly. I've seen them live in much worse than that. We'll have to turn around. I think we just left town. But they had a tornado here.
Yeah, in 1883 there was a tornado and it destroyed 18 buildings and killed 4 people.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
And the city was actually incorporated in 1896, but the settlement was made in 1877.
Okay. It's a small little town. How many people did you say lived here now?
I think it was like 103.
103 people.
Yeah. It's a really pretty church, though.
Oh yeah. Wonder what their peak population was. Old garage there. There's City Park. Small little park. I like the old merry-go-round. Look at that, Faith. Got it painted nice.
Yeah. I don't
Yep.
know if I've seen one like that.
You have.
Oh.
She forgets a lot. I have to I show her videos or remind her, and she'll usually remember. Look at this corner building here. Man, that's neat. There's no telling how old that is. That looked like the only surviving Main Street building. These houses are becoming more and more popular. They're kind of like shop houses, metal roof, metal siding, completely maintenance free. We're probably gonna sell our house and build one out in the county. It's kind of what I'm looking at doing. We're gonna build it ourselves, and I don't really care if it's super elaborate. I'll have it really nice on the inside, just like I want it, but just the maintenance free aspect and everything will free us up so much. Save us a lot of money on taxes too. Now this right here looks like an old schoolhouse to me. It's got the bell in front. Yeah, look at that.
It says slow school.
Yep.
It says here
Must-
that the year of 2000, the peak population was 403 people, so they lost 300
They've lost 300 people
since 2000.
Oh my goodness. Definitely a dying town. I don't know. That doesn't make a lot of sense though, because I'm not seeing like tons of empty houses. If they lost that much population, it seems to me like there would be many, many more abandoned houses around town. Doesn't
Maybe
it to
they
you?
cleaned them up as the
Yeah.
town started dying. They just got rid of them.
I've seen some towns do that, but most of them don't. They mostly just let them sit there until they fall in. There's some towns in Nebraska that we've been through that one of them was Brock we went through recently, and there was just tons of abandoned houses in the city limits that's been there abandoned for many, many years. See, like this one here, it's been abandoned a long time.
Oh, wow. They tore something
Oh,
down.
I'm sorry,
Look
y'all.
at
some reason it was giving me a different name of a town. It's
Oh, okay.
Soldier Township is a completely different town.
I got
here
you.
in
Well, that
Memphis.
makes more sense because I wouldn't have
It says
thought.
the population here has not peaked.
Just a small little community here. Looks like this is gonna dead end back there. Yep. We're gonna hit some more back roads. This town barely showed up on the map. I just saw the name of it and had to zoom in to see it. Small little town. That's an old house, probably from the late 1800s, I would say. All right, guys, we're gonna head down the road. We're losing daylight pretty quick. Wanted to ride the four-wheeler today, but just wasn't going to be able to. Believe it or not, when it's 50 degrees outside, 50 to 60, it's pretty cold on a four-wheeler. We're riding into a town called, I think it's pronounced Goff. I thought it had an E in it. Goff. Okay. Very small little town. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to have to turn around and go film that. There was an old car back there.
Oh, I love
All
that
right.
bank.
Yes, look at this bank building here. Very small town.
There was an old bell
Yeah,
back
look
there
at
with
that.
a plaque on it.
There's the post office. Wow. We'll have to look up some info on this place.
That looks like it could have been a general store or something.
Yep, look at this. We're going to turn around and drive back through. Old building.
What's the name?
Goff. Look at this house right here. That's been abandoned for many, many years. And look at this Henry Brothers Station.
Still use that.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Some old pumps out there. Looks like an old church building or something right there. Maybe an old school. Yeah, looks like an old store of some type. Double doors on the front. Now I like towns like this. This is kind of what we love to film more than anything.
I don't have any service here.
No service. We'll have to put the stats on the screen then. Yep, there's an old bell. Community center. It shows up as voting location on the map. Yep. And look at this old corner store right here. I like that. They got their old car sitting out. What kind of car is this? I'm not sure. Let me zoom in on that back end and see if I can get it. Ford. It's an old Ford. I like these old towns because they always have old cars and trucks in them. It's like around a 70 model or so, late 60s Chevy. There was a house back there. I didn't film it, but had open holes in the roof and there were people living in it. Jeremy made a friend with a little boy recently, and he was over there playing, and I drove by their house and they had holes in their roof. Times are tough. This town here, I'm sure, has lost a lot of population over the years. Yep, that's another abandoned house across the street there.
You know the rules. Every
Old
time
park.
You go up to one of these.
What's that?
We gotta go down the slide.
Oh, okay. Well, we got to go down the slide then. That's the rule. All right, it's cold. It's chilly out here.
Yeah.
It is. Temperature's dropping quick. This is an old slide. Guys, how old do y'all think this slide is? This is very old. Well
Everywhere.
before my time. I mean, look at this thing.
Oh, it's a little raggedy, y'all.
Everywhere.
This is a very long slide.
Yes. But your pants probably won't let you slide too good.
I hope it doesn't ruin my pants.
If you had sweatpants on, it'd be great. There we go. That's good. All right, Jamie.
Jamie.
Be careful with that left hand. That's the one that she cut so bad. Oh, I see that thing bouncing with her going up it. I ain't making no comment. She's looking at me. She's giving me that look. I wasn't saying you're fat. Give her a boost. There we go. Yeah, we need sweatpants for that. All right, my turn. I'm gonna take the camera down the slide.
Oh, from Al's point of view.
Oh yeah. If this thing was bouncing like that with Jamie, I guarantee you it's gonna be flexing with me on it. Yeah, this thing here, this is old, man. Here we go. Oh man, my shoes are slowing me down. Oh, that was still fun though. Yeah. Look at this old teeter-totter on here. I have to say, this is some pretty old equipment.
Look at the old teeter-totter, Al.
Look at that.
Look at this.
I know. I was looking at it a minute ago. There's no telling how many kids have played on this over the last, I don't know how old it is. Well, it still works. Needs a little grease on it, I'm sure. There's the water tower back there. All right. Hey, I'm gonna run over here and look at this bell and see if it has a sign on it. Now, guys, I have never seen this before. Look at how this swing's made.
Whoa.
Look. I have never seen it. It's got actual wood bottoms on the swing. Yeah, I have never seen anything like that before.
It's actually more comfortable than those.
Yeah. Are you taking a selfie? Yeah, look at her. She's taking a selfie.
I'm recording.
I've never seen a swing made that way. That was definitely interesting. I just spotted the moon out in the distance. Straight east. There it is. Look at that. Yep, big tonight. All right, so here's an old bell. I wanted to see what this was from here. I wonder if this was a school site. Curfew Bell from 1891 to 1940. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize we were going to be back out this way. It was just about a year and a half ago that we went. This is the shoe tree in Kansas. It got hit by lightning, and it's dying out. But I mean, look at the shoes way up there. So people come from miles around to nail their shoes to this tree. I recorded this about a year and a half ago, but not many people saw the video. It was pretty neat. I'll just share it with you again real quick. If you've seen it, I'm sure you wouldn't mind seeing it again. So in 1909, when my grandfather moved to the farm on the west side of the road, this tree was the size of a telephone pole. I played under it as a boy and waiting on the mailman. About 1990, I started putting shoes on the tree. It has shoes from all over the world and measures 23 feet at the trunk. Any donations are appreciated. John Kissel. Yep, sad that it's gonna be gone soon. Can't stay forever like that. They ought to top it and then put something over the top, if they wanted to protect it.
This is really sad. In this.
Is it?
Yeah, a guy named Dylan Stelly, he put his name in here and everything, and he said, "I will marry Aubrey Hoffman." And then sometime later, she came back and said, "I will always love you, Dylan Stelly. Gone too soon, my love."
Oh, man.
So she came back to this after he passed.
When did he write that?
I don't know. This is 2023.
So what was his name?
Dylan Stelly. This was 6th month of 2023. I just don't have an exact date.
All right, well, we're going to sign the book. We signed it last year. We're going to sign it again and head back towards Nebraska.